Hey everyone! Welcome back to Echoes and Resonances. Today we're diving into a holiday that's all about gratitude, gathering, and of course, feasting. But have you ever wondered where Thanksgiving actually comes from? Let's travel back through time to uncover the complex and layered origins of this cherished American tradition.
1. Let's get started.
Our story begins nearly 400 years ago. In the early 17th century, a group of English Protestants known as the Pilgrims yearned for religious freedom. They faced severe persecution and restrictions on their beliefs in their homeland. Seeking a new life free from persecution, they embarked on a perilous journey across the vast and treacherous Atlantic Ocean. The journey was fraught with danger, from unpredictable weather to the threat of disease. Their vessel, the Mayflower, carried 102 passengers, including men, women, and children, all seeking a fresh start in a new land. The ship was cramped, and conditions were harsh, but their hope for a better future kept their spirits high. After 66 grueling days at sea, enduring cramped quarters and stormy weather, they finally landed on the shores of Cape Cod in November 1620. The sight of land brought immense relief and joy to the weary travelers. The Pilgrims had arrived in a land vastly different from their homeland. The coastline was rugged, and the environment was unlike anything they had ever known. The landscape was unfamiliar, the climate harsh, and the native inhabitants unknown. They faced the daunting task of surviving in a new and challenging environment. Driven by their faith and a desire for a better life, they established a settlement they named Plymouth. They worked tirelessly to build homes and create a community where they could live freely. Little did they know, their arrival would mark the beginning of a new chapter in history. Their interactions with the Native Americans would shape the future of the region. The Pilgrims' journey was not just about seeking religious freedom. It was about the pursuit of a dream for a better future. Their courage and determination laid the foundation for what would become a new nation. The Pilgrims' initial joy of reaching land soon gave way to the harsh realities of survival in a new world. The winter of 1620 to 1621 proved to be brutally cold and unforgiving. The Pilgrims, unprepared for the severity of the New England winter, faced dwindling supplies and inadequate shelter. Disease spread rapidly through their ranks, claiming the lives of nearly half their population. Scarcity of food and harsh weather conditions led to malnutrition and illness, decimating their numbers. Those who survived clung to life, their hopes flickering amidst the despair. This period, etched in history as the starving time, tested the limits of their faith and resilience. As the Pilgrims struggled to survive, a glimmer of hope emerged from an unexpected source: the native inhabitants of the land. The Wampanoag, a tribe indigenous to the region, had been observing the newcomers with a mixture of curiosity and caution. One Wampanoag man, Squanto, proved instrumental in the Pilgrims' survival. Squanto had been captured by English traders years earlier and had learned to speak English during his time in Europe. He acted as a translator and intermediary between the two groups, fostering trust and understanding. Squanto taught the Pilgrims essential survival skills, such as planting crops, fishing, and hunting. He introduced them to native crops like corn, squash, and beans, which would become staples of their diet. In the fall of 1621, the Pilgrims, who had endured a harsh and challenging year, finally saw the fruits of their labor. After a successful harvest, which was greatly aided by the Wampanoag people who taught them essential farming techniques, the Pilgrims decided to hold a grand 3-day feast to celebrate their good fortune and survival. They extended an invitation to their Wampanoag allies, including their respected chief Massasoit, to join them in this joyous occasion as a gesture of gratitude and friendship, solidifying their bond. This feast, which we now recognize as the first Thanksgiving, was a remarkable testament to the spirit of cooperation and cultural exchange that marked this early encounter between two distinct cultures, each learning from the other. While no definitive records exist detailing the exact menu of the feast, historical accounts suggest that wild turkey, deer, fish, fruits, vegetables, and grains were plentiful and likely featured prominently. This gathering was not just a celebration of a bountiful harvest. It was also an acknowledgement of the newfound peace and mutual understanding between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag, who had come together in harmony. The first Thanksgiving symbolized a moment of unity and deep gratitude amidst a time of great hardship and uncertainty, offering hope for a brighter future. Section 5. A Nation Divided. Thanksgiving in the 19th Century. Over the next 2 centuries, Thanksgiving celebrations continued to be observed sporadically throughout the American colonies and later the United States. However, it was not a national holiday, and its observance varied from state to state. The meaning of Thanksgiving also evolved, often reflecting the social and political climate of the time. During the American Revolution, Thanksgiving proclamations were issued by leaders like George Washington, emphasizing themes of unity and gratitude for victories. In the 19th century, as the nation grappled with sectional tensions and the Civil War, Thanksgiving became increasingly associated with calls for peace and reconciliation. Section 6. The Power of the Pen. Sarah Josepha Hale's campaign. One woman, Sarah Josepha Hale, played a pivotal role in establishing Thanksgiving as a national holiday. Hale, a prominent writer and editor, recognized the unifying potential of a national Thanksgiving celebration. For nearly 3 decades, she tirelessly campaigned for a national Thanksgiving holiday, penning countless letters to presidents, governors, and influential figures. She argued that a unified Thanksgiving celebration would foster a sense of national unity and gratitude, especially in a nation divided by the Civil War. Section 7. Lincoln's Proclamation. A Nation United in Gratitude. In 1863, amidst the turmoil of the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln issued a proclamation establishing the last Thursday in November as a national Thanksgiving Day. Lincoln's proclamation, largely influenced by Sarah Josepha Hale's persistent advocacy, recognized the need for national unity and healing. He called upon Americans to set aside time for thanksgiving and praise to our beneficent Father who dwelleth in the heavens. Lincoln's proclamation marked the official recognition of Thanksgiving as a national holiday, a tradition that has continued uninterrupted ever since. A time for reflection. Native American perspectives. While Thanksgiving has become a cherished national holiday, it is essential to acknowledge the complex and often painful history it represents, particularly for Native American communities. The arrival of the Pilgrims and subsequent European colonization had devastating consequences for indigenous populations, including displacement, disease, and cultural disruption. For many Native Americans, Thanksgiving serves as a reminder of these historical injustices and the ongoing struggles they face. It is a time for reflection and remembrance, honoring the resilience and contributions of indigenous peoples while acknowledging the need for continued healing and understanding. The enduring spirit of Thanksgiving. Despite its complex and sometimes controversial history, Thanksgiving continues to resonate with millions of Americans as a time for reflection, gratitude, and togetherness. It is a holiday that has evolved over centuries, adapting to the changing times while maintaining its core values. It is a time to gather with loved ones, share a meal, and appreciate the blessings in our lives. The Thanksgiving feast, with its traditional dishes, serves as a symbol of abundance and the joy of sharing. The spirit of Thanksgiving, rooted in themes of gratitude, generosity, and community transcends its historical origins. It is a reminder that these values are timeless and universal, relevant to people of all backgrounds and beliefs. It reminds us of the importance of helping those in need, extending a hand of friendship to others, and appreciating the simple joys in life. Acts of kindness, whether big or small, embody the true essence of this holiday. As we gather around our tables each year, let us remember the true meaning of Thanksgiving, a time for reflection, gratitude, and a commitment to building a more just and compassionate world. Let us carry the spirit of Thanksgiving beyond this single day, making it a part of our daily lives. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the origins of Thanksgiving. If you enjoyed learning about the story behind the celebration, don't forget to subscribe to Echoes and Resonances for more historical explorations. And as always, take a moment to reflect on the things you're thankful for today.